your guarantors for student loan. Your government cares about your education, and we don't want you to ever have to worry about going to university. The Students Loan Bureau has a loan for you, so you can focus on your future. The time brought to you by the Office of the Prime Minister is
6 o'clock.
For my eyes, fear in my mind is a warning. Pray to the one you're relying. I've been wandering all day. I tried to be fine, but I can't.
Oh my goodness, Thames in the morning. Good morning, everybody. Rise and shine, sunrisers. We're back at it again on this beautiful Tuesday/Tuesday morning. And as I'm listening to Thames, Dennis, you know, I really must admit that I love Afrobeats. There is something very calming, something very vibes, is something very natural.
It's in the energy, it's in the vibe. It's in the vibe.
So for me, I'm listening to her. I don't know all their names, okay? Me like Davido, Wizkid, Burna Boy, you know what I mean? There is a girl, not Tyler, I think her name. Make me swear, let me higher. Love her. And what I like too, I like the thematic issues that they explore in the songs. You know what I mean? So for me, it just a talk about love or heartbreak and you know
our vibes,
and it's just nice.
I've been hearing lots of discussions about Afrobeats and what like people are criticize it because they must say it's not really talking about any social issues. Why do we have to talk about social issues?
But love is a social issue. As a matter of fact, it is a social issue right now. Okay.
We do not need my friend. We do not need to go over there and talk about that.
I beg.
Come on, no. Come on, no.
But love, that's a social issue. Relationships are social issues. And my thing about it is, different genres will focus on different things.
Yes.
So if it is that, well, reggae and dancehall are focused on X, I don't have to necessarily do that.
Exactly. But what I find also beautiful about music and a particular time, some of the time a music just comes and it just take over.
Yes.
And reggae, you had your time. Dancehall, you had your time. What did you do with it? You decided that you're gonna stop singing about these things. It used to be fun.
Yes, and dancing.
Remember in the 2000s when dance?
The 90s.
We used 2000 because with 106 and Park and this and that, and the dancehall artists were just everywhere. Everybody wanted to partner with a dancehall artist, and now not so much. Not so much
because if you
don't vex. Are you choose for one sing about scamming and chopping and this
and also just really degrading lyrics? A lot of it against women because then sometimes I've heard, I don't listen to those songs, right?
Oh yeah.
My tympanic membrane refuses to. It just repels it, right?
Yeah.
But when as a person in media, as a media practitioner, and as somebody, you have to know things. You have to be aware. And when I listen to some of the lyrics, Dennis, as a woman, I quail. As a person, I feel so disrespected, degraded. All right. I am not a prude, right? I don't say I've told a slack song and told you understand?
Of course.
For adult consumption.
Yes.
But the things that I'm hearing in a lot of these songs now, as far as I'm concerned, it's like borderline rape music. It's like borderline disrespect. It's borderline. I'm like, you want to do what?
But where? It's time for the headlines with your news fairy, Tinkerbell. Good morning.
Tinkerbell.
The news fairy.
Yeah. Great morning.
What news are you bringing us, news fairy?
Well, first news. If you ever see me on bended knee proposing to a gentleman, I've been possessed by a demon. Okay? It's not me. It's not happening. Miss Kitty, I think that it's a different generation that does that. You know what I mean? And no hate, if that's the new thing, that's the new thing. But me an old lady. I'm not doing it.
But TK, but the people must say, listen, as women, we have to take the initiative. We have to go forth and ask what we want and secure it.
These are the same women who are saying that the young men of their generation are too emasculated, or they don't
too
lead,
feminine,
or they're online demanding that they're
in their soft man era.
And I'm like, well, you get what you ask for,
True.
It
A
just
lot of
won't be
women
me.
enable stuff. A lot of women enable
It
stuff.
just won't be me. That's all I'm saying. It won't be me. No judgment. Do you think I'll come to your wedding if it's you propose, but it ain't gonna be me.
I have one son and he ain't gonna do it.
Anyway, focus. Let's focus. Let's jump into the headlines. We're going to headline number 1. Prosecution bemoans high number of cases traversed from previous court terms.
Bill.
Wow.
Yes.
I mean, it is something that, is fascinating to study. So every new term, these are things that the journalists who cover court, I've never covered court myself, but the journalists who, I think I maybe covered a couple of cases, but it's important because you want to see how the justice system is functioning and the efficiency of the system and whether or not we are, ventilating the matters in an efficient way. So
that justice can be served.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's an important aspect of our jurisprudence. It's a necessary story to explore. And I think that King's Counsel Jeremy Taylor is quite right in looking for possible new modern solutions to the problems of these carryovers. The backlog
yes.
that we speak about. I know that this particular Chief Justice has been very strident in wanting to modernize the justice system and clear the backlog because we often say justice delayed is justice denied,
Yeah.
And it's we take too long to ventilate these matters.
And then what that now does, it has a ripple effect on our society because if the citizens feel like there is no proper ventilation in the court system, they want to take matters in their own hands.
Exactly, because they might not now come out right. But also, and I mean, I'm very strong on these matters of certain people. Who are facing certain charges getting bail. Like, why are you getting bail? I don't think you can, but...
The Constitution says otherwise, so it is for the prosecution to mount reasons why that should not be granted.
Exactly. And so you have a right to bail, that you start off with that right, but it can be argued that you ought not to get it, right? However, when you have a serious backlog in the court, it can be reasonably argued that look here, for the time that this matter is going to be ventilated, my client must get bail. You understand?
Never feel we culture, yo.
New beginning, we winning, so share our spirit where you living, yeah.
Share it.
I make we all a one bar, you don't know we come from far.
From far, anytime we rep, feel we country. Rear rum, it have to come with me.
No matter with the bad vibes.
Poor rear rum, a celebration time. Rear rum.
I feel we culture.
Rear rum.
Make we show ya. Jamaican culture.
Rear never overproof from we just have to do with culture.
This dream.
So long story short, 9 years ago there was a burnt out, disgruntled life insurance agent who was struggling to find meaning and purpose in his life. Until a man named Kevin Wallen said to a group of 5 of us, tell me a true story about yourself in 7 minutes or less. So we're in a circle and each person just told different stories, and right away it's like an explosion just take off in my head and I said, this is it. And I became obsessed with the idea. I've been working on the idea since 2015, and then in 2019 it came to fruition, coincidentally, on the 100th birthday of Miss Lou.
Wow.
Wow.
And after the second show, we just quit my 9 to 5 same time. I just knew. And then the COVID hit.
They're like, wow.
Yeah, it's a long story short. We put the couch about 2 weeks and can't come out of the couch.
Long story short,
and then I said, hold on, we could go. Everybody was doing these lives. Everybody was doing Fat Joel and people that do IG live. And I said, we can't go up on IG live. And then people like Tami Chin came on board.
Nice.
Everaldo from the Nomads, Pale Face, all kind of from England. And it grew exponentially over the live platforms, and then we came back outside.
But I remember vividly having a conversation with you where you're like, I have this idea. It's called Long Story Short. And boy, from them time, they're supposed to come on it. And I'm like, Virgin, I don't have no story to tell. I'm not that interesting. And I've been telling him like for years, I'm
but
not
then
that interesting.
you'd be amazed to
Kitty, I'm triggered right now.
Like,
the brother is man.
But the thing
Dennis, you
is,
have a lot to share.
But the thing is, like I was telling you, I never got the impression at the time that, yeah man, this is something that you want to do and just like have it explode like this. Like it was something that, this is something I want to introduce
Dennis,
to the Kingston
Scorpios. We don't
scene.
anything small.
Yeah, exactly. Because like the thing that I loved about that time, what you were thinking was that Kingston needs something different.
Yeah, other than eating out every time.
It can't be the same thing. People need somewhere else to go.
Yeah.
Like, what has been the reception like when you see people now have something else?
The reception has been great. I still found that a lot of people were a bit short-sighted and couldn't understand the concept in the beginning. It was so very like a no-brainer to me, and then I realized, wow, man, I forgot to take time to really translate this, because I would say to people, I have a storytelling showcase, and then when I say, what do you mean, poetry? No, storytelling. You mean like me slow? No, just telling a straight conversational story. I mean, I understand.
But Jamaicans full of stories all the time. Did you see the man the other day who was recounting how he saved the lady? Look here, Rursker. Is that what it is? A Rursker?
Yeah.
Backside 2 times. You're dead. We are such animated storytellers.
So it took a little while.
I want to show you the similarities in terms of the structure of the numbers of the counting system in Russian and in English.
I'm very curious.
All right, so like in English, where we count from 1 to 19, and then all the numbers are different. Then from 20 upwards, each tens, you just add 1 up to 9. It's pretty much the same in Russian. So, So as you can see here, I'm going to go through them relatively quickly, but clearly. So we have the first number, Adin, 1. Adin. Then Dva, 2. Dva. Yeah. Dva. Excellent. Then we have Dva, 3. Четыре. Пять. Шесть. Семь. Восемь. Девять. Десять. 11. That's 11 there. 12. 13. 14. Молодец. Means excellent. 15. 16. 17.
I am not a
My pants are clean.
I'm just going to hold up my hands and say 1. How much this, sir? 2. 3. 4. Okay? Because it's not it. Okay, what's oh my God.
All right, so as I said, once you reach 19, which is 19, then
the natsit means teen.
Correct.
Okay.
The natsit indicate that it's in the teens.
We say what's it? So what's it?
Maybe that derives from Russian.
What's it? True.
Yeah, what's it?
Yeah, what's it? Not. Yeah, true.
Right? Yeah. Need to do some research.
Yeah. Truly, what's it?
You remember our language has been influenced by
Russian, German. Yeah.
Natsit.
Natsit.
Yes.
Yeah.
So what's it?
So that's it, right?
I know that's it.
All right. So after 19, then we have we're going by the tens now.
Right.
So you have Dvadsit, which is 20. Dvadsit. So it's like Dva. So in the tens, instead of Natsit, you had Tsat. So it's pretty much TSAT. So Dvadsit, 30, 40, which is 40, 50. So when you reach 50, it's different now. So 50 is basically, Pet is 5, Desit is 10. So it's saying half of 10. 5 is half of 10. So that's 50 basically. So 50. Yeah. So
which is what I was waiting for, because like with some languages, like how they get bigger incrementally, like it's like with French, like 2010.
Yes, I wanted to check into that so I could explain the differences, but I didn't get to do that. But some languages, including German, does work like that as well.
So it's like you have to do an addition in your head.
Precisely. Yeah.
Jamaica Plumbing Supplies 36th Anniversary Super Sale, September 20th to the 28th. Celebrate with us with up to 36% off at our Kingston and Portmore branches and online. Upgrade your bathroom with modern vanities, faucets, showers, and more. Plus, we now stock power tools to get the job done. Get up to 36% off during the Jamaica Plumbing 36th Anniversary Super Sale, September 20th to the 28th.
So it's now up to us as road users to adhere to the road code to ensure that we pay attention on the road and have that change in our behavior.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the crashes that we're seeing are attributable to human error.
Yes, yes, and human negligence. Yeah.
You know, when you study the numbers, I mean, because you look at things from a more macro perspective. In many instances, we're looking at isolated instances and but from a macro perspective, standing back, what are some of the patterns that you are seeing? I mean, we know, for instance, in Westmoreland, a lot of bike accidents, and it is, I mean, and that is accounting for a number of the fatalities. But what are some of the other patterns that you notice?
All right, so you mentioned the motorcyclists, especially in Western Jamaica. We're looking at our young people accounting for a lot of the crashes as well. So when we look at the fatalities, the 20 to 29, that age group, they're accounting for a lot of the fatalities. Up to this morning, we have recorded 268 fatalities, and 66 of those fatalities are young people. We're looking at parishes such as you mentioned, Westmoreland, Hanover. When it comes to Centre now, especially the hotspot areas, we're seeing a lot of speeding as the number one cause, followed by overtaking improperly and pedestrians walking out or standing in the middle of the road.
It is so frustrating. I mean, again, if we're staying on Westmoreland, you read stories of 2 bike men perishing as a result of a head-on collision. And I just can't understand how you got into a head-on collision, 2 bike men. You know, but there are so many other accidents that are one vehicle accidents. Are you seeing a lot of those? You're not crashing into any other vehicle.
They're crashing into a wall or a light post. And usually when you see a crash like that, it can be a combination of different factors, including distracted driving, maybe fatigue. Those things also play a factor in crashes.
So firstly, anybody can report a death. It can be a person's family member, it can be a church sister, it can be a neighbor. Anybody can report a death. It doesn't matter who it is. You don't have to be related.
So proximity.
No, anybody.
Why have they? Why is that by design?
Yes, because people with proximity might have an interest not to report it, right? So really, however the information comes to us, the important thing is that we know so that we can start what we need to do. So you don't just take up the phone and call us or send us an email, though. You actually have to complete a form. It's called a form of particulars, and it's either at our office at 42 Union Street, that's the NHT building in Mobay, or at 12 Ocean Boulevard in Kingston. And it's on the website as well. And you just download the form and fill it out. Now the form asks your entire life story. When you were born, what is your name, your mother's name, your father's name, your brother, your sister, your auntie, your uncle? Where did you live when you died? Did you die as a result of an accident? What is your NIS? What is your TRN? Did you have any assets? Like, did you have a bank account? Did you have your employer didn't pay you all your salary? Did you have a house? Did you have a firearm? Whatever it is, we need to know. And then what happens is that the person who is telling us, whoever it is, because remember, it can be anybody, will sign it in the presence of a justice of the peace. And the reason for that is that it is a declaration. So we're trying to ease out the mischief makers, because if it is that you have lied, we could actually take you to court because you'd have lied on a declaration. So it's a very important document, but it also gives us a good starting point. As you can imagine, we don't know most of the people who die, so we don't know where to start with the investigation. But when that form comes to us, we can know what you left, where do we write to, who do we contact so that we can get the assets.
It sounds like it's very important for someone to dutifully, carefully fill out these documents. Like you need to take your time and do it properly. So yes, anyone can do it, but anyone can do it.
So that's an excellent question, Dennis. The truth is, few people are going to know everything we're asking for.
Exactly.
But we don't need to have one form. We could get 15 forms for one person, and then we piece it together.
Oh. What inspired you to become a police officer?
Well, I really wanted to serve people. I love children, I love the elderly, and so I believe that Jamaica can be a better place if I gave an input. And so the best way to do that was to join the Jamaica Constabulary Force. My next question.
What kind of training did you have to do to become a police officer?
Oh, wow, that's a big one. All right, so I had to train for 6 months at the National Police College of Jamaica, formerly the Jamaica Police Academy. So we do a lot of things there. We learn how to utilize batons, firearms, pepper spray, things like that. And we also exercised a lot. Got it?
Yeah.
All right, next person.
What happens if you have to do a chase or deal with a dangerous situation?
Oh Lord, these questions are tough. All right. So currently, I am serving at the Communications Network at the Police Commissioner's Office, but I used to serve at Kingston Central, that's downtown. So downtown is normally very, full of traffic and people passing through. So if I have to chase someone, the first rule of engagement is to ensure that you have a partner nearby. So we have this thing in the force where we say one police doesn't work. So you have to have your partners and you have to assess the situation. So you don't just take it head on by yourself. All right? That answers it for you? Okay.
What is the hardest part of your job?
The hardest part of my job is actually detecting crime. So every day when persons are on the road, things happen, but if you are not intelligent enough or my training doesn't kick in, I would be unable to detect crime or detect criminals, right? So bad men, thieves, murderers, that's the hardest part, to deal with those persons.
Celine, where you going? We can't say we're a friend now. Celine. We have to take on the road.
Yeah, man, we have to take on the same way. All right, Lord, thank you so much for this day.
Me, I do the work. Yeah. And the people, them accept it.
Clarendon, Mandeville. But now we get to go into the inner city of Kingston.
I can't wait to learn more as we go across Jamaica into different churches to understand what they do.
Watch out! My eyes shut.
Snow.
Bobsled team, Jamaica.
Incorrect.
She said it!
But you said the wrong answer first.
You know that, but you get a chance. You see, these are the things.
Buying and selling.
That's not one word.
He said
That's not one word.
This is the tryout anyway, guys, remember?
Okay,
one word?
Not that word.
You would like to remind yourself what you cannot say? Okay, go.
Selling.
Market.
Okay, that's incorrect.
You see there?
That was incorrect. So, okay, or
wait,
action,
what's the style, yeah?
Carnation market.
Coronation market.
Yeah, but but she benefited from
Yes, that's the point. But then if they had
game is not
you know what? Let's go.
No,
Who is giving the next?
she benefited from him saying
Yes, that's how it goes. Yeah, that's
but
how
we
it
never
goes.
benefit from the box.
Because she ended up getting it quote unquote right because she said the answer. It was supposed to pass. She said the answer. We didn't get to pass. Let's go to the next clue. Who is going to give the next clue? Who is giving? Who's giving? Who is giving? This side?
Me, I'll go again.
Okay, all right. Abby's going.
No, it's now Kitty's turn to give.
I gave. No, she just gave because it passed over here. You're Dennis, do not stress me out. All right, so ready? All right, so this is the word called. Can't say this. And go. One word or action or sound.
Rasta.
No, sorry, I lost. What?
Rasta.
Bob Marley.
Yes.
Gosh, that is correct.
Yes.
That is your time to give. One more. Ready?
This is the stupidest free zone.
You know what? We're not liking your spirit.
That's all the time we have for the show.
No, have one more. Ready?
That's the coolest free zone ever.
One word. Mr. Sound. Mr. Sound. All right? One word only and go.
Right now, I want to make
Oh, wow.
Ghost.
All right? You see I'm missing a clue? No, you can't get it over. Ready? Who is your time to give?
Oh, I don't even know what's
going on. So I didn't even
There's something strange in the neighborhood.
This is a word. You can't say these words. Somebody not Dennis screaming out a word that's on the banned words. He can say a word, you know. Remember, he can say a word. One word.
Oh my lord. I would say.
I would say.
No. You know, say you have a perfect.
You know what I'm saying?
No. I say no. Look up, Abby.
What's that?
Monster is incorrect. You know what the answer is ghost.
But then it's get it right.
Hold on.
No, the answer was dumpy. Sorry, the answer is dumpy. You see, when all confuse me.
It's dumpy.
This
is the worst.
I was gonna say rolling cock, but I don't know.
This is the worst. Thankfully, that's all the time we have for the show for today. Up until Free Zone, it was a great show. Up until Free Zone, it was brilliantly conceptualized.
Yo, Dennis said game.
No,
I'm not playing with Dennis. I ain't playing.
You know a fool.
I'm not gonna make TK feel bad. I want to be a peacemaker and an environmentalist.
It's the fault of the rules.
I think it's the fault of the players, but please remind them where they can get things.
I was not unruly and misbehaved. Look how we are good over here. It's real skirt.
You know what? Because I want this to be over. If you missed anything or you just want to rewatch your favorite segments, we've got you covered on the YouTube channel.